Surrender to be set free. Find your direction, God's reflection in the lover's eyes, yeah. Tell you one thing, love is a mystery, yeah. Surrender to be set free. Find your direction, God's reflection in another's eyes, yeah. And don't sell yourself short. Oh, wait, no. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short from experiencing love. Yes, yeah. Yes, you're blossoming. And feel your heart sing. We're all just blossoming. And feel your heart sing. To know you're blossoming. We're all just blossoming. Yes, you're blossoming. We're all just blossoming. Yes, you're blossoming. In the garden of life, friends, we're always blossoming. Stay open.
Absolutely love that song. Absolutely love that song. Alright, we got Discord up. Hello, Discord. Hope everyone is doing well.
We're doing good. Good morning.
Good morning. Alright. Let's see. What the hell are we talking about?
Dazed and confused.
Dazed, crazed, and confused. Yes. Well, doesn't that just fit today's life? Well, it's kind of this video here in 2020. Things have kind of gone a little crazy. A little. So, somebody came up with this topic. Don't even remember who the hell it was, but I know they're not here this morning to watch it, so maybe they'll watch the pre-recorded broadcast later. The way it kind of goes, and like I put up in the chat, you're going to find a non-expiring link if you want to join us in Discord. Thank you, Cindy. You can click that, join the Open Pagan Church Discord channel, and you're more than welcome to have some verbal input if you don't want to type. So,
oh my goodness. Look at here.
Look at here.
Hello, Nicole.
Nicole, where? Who? Where?
On Facebook.
On Facebook. I don't see her.
I did.
You do? Wow.
She joined. She said.
I do not see. Oh well, anyway. Dazed, crazed, and confused. In these times, we find ourselves overwhelmed with information overload. Do you find yourself dazed, crazed, and confused? How do you handle it? What can we do to keep some form of positive outlook? What the hell does that even mean these days, positive outlook? So, I mean, dazed, crazed, and confused, man, that's kind of the way of society right now. And I think probably, a broadcast like this might help a few people. I want to try to keep it lighthearted. I don't want to get too crazy with it. There's if you want drama, flip over to Facebook. You can find all the damn drama you want. Facebook, Twitter, and a few other social networks where people are losing their mind.
Yeah, buddy.
But information overload, man. I mean, come on. Every time you turn on the channel, somebody's talking about the pandemic of today. Every time you flip a page in a newspaper, something's going on about it. Every time you open Facebook, some dumbass is posting something about the pandemic for which they absolutely have no idea what the hell they're talking about. At least if you're going to post shit, be educated about it. Don't be a dumbass. Oh, by the way, this is a family channel. I generally don't cuss, but every once in a while, you know. So how do you handle it? Come on, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I know um, at the time we're getting started here might be a little early for some folk, but how are you handling the information overload? I mean, maybe your thoughts can help somebody.
Well, well, just what was it, last week or week ago? I've been handling it pretty good. But I think you said dazed, crazed, and confused hit me the other day because it was like everything I turned on the, like you said, about the pandemic. Anything I watched on the Facebook or anywhere else is pandemic. Saying, okay, is my sensors overload finally happened? Yes, because of days and craze, I felt that way of like it was like horrible. And I said, okay, I'm gonna post this. I think it finally got to me.
Well, it, do you not find yourself becoming overwhelmed? And I mean, it's not just the
Yeah,
pandemic. It's
no, everything in the even
everything.
everything, the pagan community, the everyday you go into the store, or it's like it's crazy.
Well, I mean, you said something there. Let's talk about that for a minute. The pagan community. The pagan community is based on acceptance, the attempt to understand, the philosophy of open-minded, and
The past.
well, yeah, we hang on to the past, but we don't spend so much time looking over our shoulder at the past that we trip over the future. I mean, we gotta deal with the here and now. We've got to deal with our thoughts and ideas of what what the hell are we going to do tomorrow?
Mhm.
You know, um, I mean, if we're going to find ourselves so buried up deep in the chaos that's going on, as it were, are we not going to find ourselves completely lost? I mean, are
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 are we lost already though?
well, I think lost more or less is a state of mind, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, if you let yourself become a part of the problem
Yes.
instead of a part of the solution, how
Yes. Like yes, I agree. You have to be able to. Yes. Our famous word is stop. Everything needs to stop. Leave me alone for a day and just totally reboot.
and no, I don't have COVID 19. My allergies are driving me freaking crazy.
I know.
Damn
Well,
sinus drainage and all this crap.
yep.
So, I mean, we've got, Clint in Discord. Clint, how the hell are you handling the onslaught of Dazed, Crazed, and Confused?
I try to, yeah, I'm part of the Dazed, Crazed, and Confused people because I post crazy stuff on Facebook at times because sometimes I think people are just I don't know, the stupidity stuff that's going on, um, with all the stuff, not just the pandemic, but everything else. We're human beings. We need to all become normal again, sort of. We're being herded around lately by everything.
Okay, wait. Normal.
Normal. What?
Normal. No.
Normal for yourself, not for everything else.
Yeah, but see, herein lies the proof of the pudding. The normality of it is society is sheeple. They're herded around like a bunch of sheep in a pen, or they're stampeded like a bunch of cattle that are out of control. And that's the
Yep.
very thing I think that's going on today. And okay, I get it. In defense of your posting, I get it. You get wrapped up in the situation, you get wrapped up in what's going on, and it's like, damn it, wake up, people. But
Yep. That's why sometimes I get kind of a little crazy like I do. I want people to wake up, and it's just like you said, we're all being herded. It's not just me or anybody else; it's everybody.
if we become a part of the problem, people, and this is something I had to learn early on. Text is black and white. When you're typing something on a keyboard and you hit send, most people are not going to know what I'm talking about, what you're talking about. Most people aren't going to have a clue. So they're going to be left to assume. And if anybody watching our broadcast does not know what the word assume means, Google it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to figure out some way. And I can only come at it from a pagan community standpoint. Because kind of meandering through a bunch of the different pagan groups on Facebook. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm on probably about 40 different pagan groups. And, you know, in all admittance, I don't have time to read a couple of them. But the one thing I have seen is pagans have become a part of the problem. We're allowing our fear to justify our actions. And our actions aren't thought out. I mean, hell, we're all just as confused as everybody else. I know I tend to turn to science when I'm trying to make a decision about my health, my family's health, my family's safety and well-being. I had to tell my daughter, who was supposed to be a freshman in high school this year, which is a rites of passage for all young teens, going through that experience of being freshmen in high school. I had to tell her, you're not going to school this year. Morning, Lester.
Morning.
But when we become a part of the dazed, crazed, and confused society that's not paying attention to what we're saying, what we're doing, we become a part of the problem. And I don't have the answers. I don't think any one of us does. But I think if each one of us can figure out a way to stop ourselves from becoming a part of the rhetoric, at the end of the day, each one of us have to make our own choices. And it's kind of like, and I'm going to use any store, okay? If you go into a store that has a standing rule, no shirt, no shoes, no service, you accept that, right? I mean, if you see a sign, if you go to Galveston, and I know for a fact the 4 of us that are in Discord right now have been to Galveston, have spent time in Galveston, and we've gone into stores in Galveston where it says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Right?
Now they got it, no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service.
What's the difference?
Nothing.
I mean,
Add one little thing.
and my thought is, why not? I mean, nobody is imposing on my constitutional right. If I don't like a store's rules, I don't go into the store. I heard somebody say a couple of weeks ago, well, going to Walmart is my constitutional right. Well, wait a minute. No. Nowhere in the Constitution of the United States does it say you have the right to go to Walmart.
You have the freedom to shop.
Right. And I'll tell you, anybody that's in my age group remembers the blue law.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, hell yeah.
No.
I mean,
I wish you were still around.
Okay, stipulation, guys, on the blue law, if someone doesn't know it, recap it, John.
well, the blue law is simple. The blue law was inducted by the Christian Church to control the government and say certain things cannot be sold on Sunday between certain times. And whoever said the blue law is still around, I think it was Clint, he's absolutely right. The blue law is still on the books. Hi, Lee. So, the blue law is simple. Stores are controlled by a law that tells them what they can and cannot sell on Sunday mornings between, what is it, guys, between 8
What is it?
and
Yeah,
noon?
8 to 2, I think.
Is it 8 and 2?
No, it's 8 to 12. You can buy beer and stuff now at 12 instead of 2 o'clock.
Right. But used to, back when we were kids, I remember going to wine gardens. My grandmother retired from wine gardens. I remember going to wine gardens with my grandmother when I was a kid for the Sunday shopping, and there would be white sheets draped over things like pots and pans. We even went down an aisle where white sheets were draped over toiletries. This was in the 60s. Anybody remember that?
Yep.
Yep.
So people are screaming nowadays, going, it's my constitutional right to go to Walmart. No, it's not. Nor do you have a constitutional right to wear the dumbass shit you wear to Walmart most of the time. Anybody ever watch the people of Walmart? It's an interesting video. What?
Where's this at?
Oh, Cindy.
No, I have not seen it.
YouTube.
Oh man, you haven't seen it, dude.
YouTube people of Walmart. Do not be drinking anything when you watch this because you will spray your monitor.
Or it'll come out your nose.
One of the two. But, you know, like I said, I really kind of wanted to keep this, you know, lighthearted. Oh, Lee says, PC is on life support, watching on my phone. Well, all right, Lee, now come on, give that little computer some mouth to mouth there. Now, you know. Oh, I did that, didn't I? Anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, we are all dazed, crazed, and confused with the shit that society's doing. But I asked you a question. Is it really any more different than it was 20 years ago when we would see, and let's flip gears, okay? I'm gonna flip a switch on you. Was it really any difference in the chaos from 20 to 25 years ago when we would go into a store and we would see a black man and a white girl together, or we would see a black girl and a white guy together? Is it really any different?
Nope.
I mean, society is dazed, crazed, and confused, and it's not just over the pandemic. And here's something that I think has kind of increased the craziness, if you will. You take millions of people and you quarantine them for 3 months. Okay? Now y'all follow me on this before you try to decapitate me. But you take millions of people, you quarantine them for 3 months. And then all of a sudden, somebody says, it's not real, it's all a big joke, it's all a big hoax, it was never real to begin with. You don't have to protect yourself, you don't have to wear a mask, you don't have to protect your brother, you don't have to protect your neighbor, you don't need to protect your next door neighbor there. It's all on yourself, and you can just get out and just run amok and throw your arms out and just get crazy. And then the switch flips on society, and the last straw is drawn on the African American community, and I quite frankly don't blame them one bit. Okay? So I may not agree with some of the things that are being done or the way they're being handled, but let's think about something here. This has been coming for a long time. The pagan, you know, how many times have pagans gone through uprisings where we brought lawsuits against schools and had schools closed for 24 hours because they were chastising kids who were wearing pentacles? Wonder who would have done that.
But alright, Sab, you there? He's in Discord.
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
You got any input, Sabs, Lester? Come on, you guys just joined. What do you think about dazed, crazed, and confused of society today?
I'm still dazed, crazed, and confused. I just woke up, bro.
Give that man some
Cup of
coffee. Get you some more coffee, folks. Come on.
I got something. Okay, Dazed, Crazed, and Confused. Is people converting back to the old ways just not to confront modern days?
Explain.
Okay, Okay, if someone gets so dazed, crazed, and confused, they want to think of the past instead of the present
Okay.
to be able to live in society today. In other words, they shut down and go back to where they were either a happy place or a controlled chaos place.
Okay. I can see some people doing that, yeah. But at the same time, people.
That'd be the woods.
Right? Well,
Okay, Leo posts in the open recording channel. With regard to shopping, I do as much as I can online, but have problems with going to the hardware department in Lowe's. I had to go. To the local
Be right back.
man of the math, of course.
whoop, we lost Sabs.
Be right back.
Alright, so Lee talks about regards to shopping. I do as much as I can online, but I had problems going to the hardware department. Lowe's had to go. The local mandated rules demands mask. Thank goodness I had the spouse with me, because once I made the proper selections, I had to leave in order to breathe. Well, I get that. I do. But I shop at Home Depot, and I order my stuff at Home Depot for curbside pickup. So I don't go into the store. Now, granted, I don't want to get into the debate of whether or not you can or cannot breathe behind a mask. I get it. Some people with COPD have problems breathing behind a mask. And
Claustrophobic people, for sure.
say again?
People that's claustrophobic are putting things in with their face.
Well, claustrophobia is a mental thing, and as far as I'm personally concerned, you can get over your mental fallacies to protect yourself and your neighbor. However, physical fallacies, such as COPD, emphysema, issues, problems with your lungs. In my opinion, you're the type of person that needs to be very, very, very careful in going into public places to begin with or without a mask. And that's not saying anything right or wrong one way or the other, or condemning one person one way or the other. Don't take me wrong. It goes right back to we're all dazed, crazed, and confused. We don't know what to do. But I think we need to think before we react. Because whether it's wearing a mask or not, whether it's getting involved in the discussion of discrimination or not, whatever topic we get into, there's going to be someone out there that's going to disagree with us, and hell, I'm fine with that. If I wasn't okay with that, I sure don't need to be doing these broadcasts. I mean, if I had a problem with people disagreeing with me, I damn sure don't need to be doing these shows. Sam, did you have something to say, hon? I mean, bless your heart, your light's lit up, but I don't think anything's coming out.
Nope, don't hear her.
Her light's on, but ain't nobody home.
Check your settings. Well, you're on the phone, aren't you?
Lee says, I wouldn't go in, but I had to create a unique piece of plumbing. I've been there. I've had to do that. Let me tell you. I've done plumbing, and I am definitely not a plumber.
I remember those days.
But, I mean, I get it. Everybody has things that they have to do, and you know, it's kind of like I told Cindy earlier. I'm going to wear a mask. And I've had people chastise me on Facebook because, well, you have a beard, you have a mustache, your mask is useless. No, it's not. I wear a specially designed mask for people with beards that tucks in the beard and then it tucks in the shirt and it seals around the nose. So let me ask you this. The people that wear the mask under their nose, what good is that? People that are wearing masks below their chin, what good is that? I wear a specially designed mask for people with beards that are proven scientifically, because what is a mustache? By science, what is a mustache?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
No.
You're breaking up really, really bad.
I am?
No. Not on ours.
Yeah, he is on my side.
I'm watching the
Of course,
recording
I'm on my
Facebook.
phone.
They're fine.
Oh, got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was just checking my settings. Everything's in the green.
Yep.
But
The mustache acts like a filtration system.
absolutely. Your mustache is a filter. So is your beard.
Really?
Yes. So, yes, I'm crazy. We all know this. But I don't know if you can see it. You see that little bottle right there that's upside down?
No.
Well, it may not have come across yet. Oh, it's upside down and backwards. Look at that shit. Well, anyway. It's hand sanitizer that's safe for hair.
I didn't see that.
So, if I have to go out in public afterward, even though I've got my mask on when I get back, I run that through my beard and my mustache. And it helps sanitize the beard and the mustache. And, you know, if you take showers and baths on occasions and wash your hair with a good shampoo, you probably won't have a problem. But that's, you know, case in point. Society is absolutely dazed, crazed, and confused. Nobody, the whole point is, nobody really knows what's right, dang it, what's right and what's wrong today.
What's that right
What? So we talked about where, you know, where the dazed, crazed, and confused is coming from. Let's go to the flip side. And let's talk about some of the things that we can help with the craziness and the confusion. And let's start with the word confusion. Not confuse us, not confuse us, but confusion. Lee says, I thought the food was a food, the beard was a food catcher. Well, it is. This is a family channel, so I need to remember not to say what I was going to say. Yep. Woo.
Oh, where that mind just went.
Yeah.
Dawn.
Hello.
No.
No.
What are you thinking? It's Dawn.
Who? What?
Family channel you almost ooped is Dawn.
Yeah, well. So, you know, and I agree with Lee, right? The person is generally smart. The crowd is where it gets crazy. And, you know, how many times have we talked about on this channel the crowd, the mob mentality? A couple of years ago, I did an entire series on the mob mentality. How many times have we seen it in the pagan community just back in 07, 08, when the mob mentality in the pagan community become dangerous? But how can we stop it? I mean, how? Come on, guys, seriously. What are your ideas to stop it? Because we're going to have people that watch this broadcast and they're going to say, okay, well, we know what is making people go, go crazy. We know what has people confused. We know what are driving people nuts. What are some ideas to stop it?
How to stop it? Think before you act. But no,
You're right, though. Think before you act, think before you speak, and think before you post.
Yeah, because
You better leave us alone.
Go ahead. Dab, we hear you.
Oh, my bad. I don't know why my thing's on voice activity, but
Maybe your thing likes being on voice activity.
no, I think my my chest, excuse me, pushed the button on me. Forgot the family channel. My bad. Yes, no cursing.
Okay, who is that?
That was Justin.
Justin.
And this is how I
Okay,
Justin.
every once in a while we'll accidentally screw up and do it anyway.
Oh well, yeah, we are adults after all, yeah.
Well, is it raining again?
Not here.
It's just sprinkling over here. I mean, it's cloudy skies, but bright and sunny at the same time.
Oh, Texas weather.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that confusion in society is mass hysteria, not just confusion. But when one group of people is like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this, we got to do that, it causes a lot of hurt feelings. And I lost my train of thought.
And that's normal. Dazed and confused. It's
Yep.
Friday.
Well, I try not to, associate with most of society because it, like I said, ends up in hurt feelings. Whether it be mine or whether it be the other person's. People's.
Right.
Whatever. So, I mean, I follow that. I mean, I have anxieties and everything, but I still wear my mask. Yesterday it was really bad. But at the same time, I shouldn't have to wear a mask because, well, I should because my health is compromised. So, what's the train of thought? Oh, I wanted to come back. I'm sorry, I'm not even awake yet. I've been up for an hour and 7 minutes and I'm not even awake.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to let y'all go because I have company coming over. We're having game today.
Ah, no problem.
So, yay for Pathfinder.
Ah, there you go. Well, enjoy.
I will. And I will talk to y'all next week.
All right.
Alright, bye.
And Lee had to take off. She's got family stuff. Had to run. So, Clint, you were going to say?
Yeah, the old saying of the monkey, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. People
no
need
fun.
to need to stop and think about them before you, like you said, say something, post something, or react to something. It helps.
Well, uh, on that note, I don't, well, of course, nobody knows it because, like, you're not sitting and watching me going through social networks, shaking my head and scratching my head, going, really? That doesn't even sound logical. And of course, me being who I am, I'm going to start Googling it, and by the time it's all said and done, I may have been to 15 or 20 different news sites to try to gather what the hell is going on. And at the end of the day, it's crap. And there have been a boatload of times that I have gone, really? No. Copy, paste. And before I hit that post button, I feel the council slapping of the hands going, you really need to read that shit before you post it. 99.99 of the time I end up deleting it because it's crap. But see, here's the same thing. As a public speaker, and if any of you guys have ever been to my speaking engagements, I know Lester has hung around for years and seen me be very, very aware of what I'm saying. And bless his heart, he's also seen me go just stupid and start babbling crap that means nothing to nobody about anything.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the nights back when we were having the House of Pagans gatherings in the Liberty Park. He'd have he'd have his lounge chair, right, and he's over there bundled up like a damn cocoon. And every once in a while, he'd reach over and smack me on the leg, going,
Chill out, brother.
Right, right. Take a breather, man. But you know, through the years as a public speaker, I've had to learn to not be a part of the problem. Because when you're doing public speaking, you can very easily stir up a mob, and before you know it, it's out of control. So those of us who are considered elders in the pagan community, even those of you that may watch our pre-recorded broadcast, if you're in large groups of people where they listen to you speak, or you have a group, a grove, or a coven, you really need to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. What do y'all think?
Ryan? I agree on it.
I do too.
And go ahead.
I guess the best way, like you said, to let everybody figure out with all the Dazed, Crazed, and Confused how to either calm it down in some form or fashion, either meditation, just going outside, walk around, get a breath of fresh air, step away from the computer, step away from the TV. There was one, what was it, last week? I didn't watch news for about 4 days. I couldn't handle it, so I just said, nope, no news.
Well, you hit several nails on the head. One, walk away. Walk away. Don't. There are days that I don't even open Facebook. Granted, I have a pinned tab of Facebook chat. What else I got up here? Flickr, FetLife, YouTube. I won't say the other pinned tab I have because this is a family channel. I have my Plex tab pinned. Um, Twitter, Instagram. So I've got all of my social network tabs pinned so that I just kind of flip through them. And there are days I don't open any of them. I have a set playlist of YouTube. Most of them are science oriented, space oriented, and even a lot of the science oriented channels on YouTube are inundated by the different science aspects of the pandemic. So when you're watching the words of the experts that are in the trenches working on this crap, I've got a couple of YouTube channels that are blogs of first responders and frontliners. Your first responders, of course, are, fire and rescue, EMTs, and then your frontliners are your nurses, your doctors, and, your triage people in hospitals. It doesn't take a whole lot to look at their video blogs, and it makes you know real quick that a lot of the rhetoric that's being posted on social network is crap. But when you become a part of the problem, and again, you hit the nail on the head, go outside. I live up in the Dallas area. It's 100 plus degrees a day right now. There's no air out there. But there are some times in the evening when I get off of work, I go out and sit outside, even if it's for 10 minutes. Even if it's for 5 or 6 minutes, I go outside and just take a deep breath out of that wonderful hair dryer that we have outside this time of year. But if we live every day behind four walls, if we never leave the house, we never go outside, and the only thing we do is sit on our keister and watch TV or watch the news, it does get freaking depressive. It really does. So one of the ways I think we can become a part of the solution and less a part of the problem is to stop reacting and start thinking. I mean, we're all dazed, crazed, and confused. Information overload. Not a single freaking one of us really knows what's right and what's wrong. Change where you get your answers. Okay, news is sensationalism. I get that. Anybody that thinks news is not sensationalism, well, they need a little better education. And a lot of people think that just because it comes from CNN or Fox News, it's gospel. No. ABC, NBC, MSNBC, whatever, news is news. And they're all going to sensationalize what they need to sensationalize. So go past that. If you hear something on the news, look it up. It's not difficult. Look it up. I'm not going to change someone's way of thinking. If I can share something with someone to maybe help them open their mind a little bit, that's the only thing I can do. If I can live by example, That's the only thing I can do. I'm going to wear a mask. Okay. Whether or not you wear a mask, that's up to you. I'm going to do what it takes to protect my family from this pandemic. It's up to you what you do. I'm going, like I said before, if I'm walking down a street and I see a pack of young African American boys coming my way, irregardless of how they're dressed, irregardless of what they're carrying in their hands, I'm not going to change the side of the street because I'm going to greet them with a smile. Rude behavior has no color.
Agreed.
Non-social behavior has no color. Antisocial rhetoric has no color. I mean, we take a look at the attacks from some of the politicians. They're all different colors, and they're all idiots. So, I mean, come on. When I'm dealing with someone, part of the way that I help with my own dazed, crazed, and confusion is when I'm dealing with someone, I deal with them with respect. I address them as a human being, not a black or white or Asian or Middle Eastern. I deal with them on a human level. I don't know if that's the answer, but it's the answer for me.
And with you broadcasting with this, it might help someone find theirs.
Well, that's my hope. You know, that's the reason Open Pagan Church is here. You know, maybe with you guys sharing your ideas and me sharing my ideas, maybe somebody else will pick it up and listen.
Think about it.
You know, yeah, give it a try. I mean, hell, I grew up in a day where when you met someone, you shook their hand.
Yeah, that was the elbow bump.
Now it's fist bump or elbow bump or, you know, what the hell? If I have to use hand sanitizer after shaking your hand, okay, I can do that. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to shake your hand and pick my nose.
In today's society, human contact is enough. But forbidden.
Well, you know my thought. Put your mask on and give me a hug.
Yeah.
I like hugs. Hugs are good. But people are afraid of people, and I get it. I mean, if I do have to go to the grocery store to pick up something that cannot be curbside pickup, I mask up, I glove up, and then before I get in my car, I pull the glove off so that I'm not transferring whatever I picked up in the store to my car. And of course, being raised by an RN, I know how to take a glove off so that I'm not transferring whatever viruses or germs may have picked up on the glove. And what a lot of people don't realize is gloves have antimicrobial built into the material of the glove if you're wearing medical grade rubber gloves.
Right.
That's a little bit of science fact there, folks. Gloves, medical gloves, Now, if you're getting these plastic gloves from Lowe's or Home Depot, they're for mechanic work and they're for construction work. There's no antimicrobial built into them. But if you're actually taking the time to go to a medical supply and purchase medical gloves, either silicone or non-silicone, they got both ways, you know. They got antimicrobial built into them. Are they 100% safe? Hell no. Masks are not 100% safe. I'm not stupid enough to, make myself think they are. But if I take a minute and I take a look at some of the things that might make a difference for me, if somebody asks the question, well, you must be sick, otherwise you wouldn't have on a mask and gloves. No, quite the contrary. I'm wearing medical grade gloves because they have antimicrobial built into them. I'm wearing a mask with antimicrobial built into it, specifically designed for beards and mustaches, that's sealed correctly around my face. I'm the type of individual that likes to be smart about things and not just react on things according to what other people think they may have to say. I don't address them with anger. I don't address them with disdain or anything like that. So maybe a recommendation in handling the dazed, crazed, and confused of today's society, maybe we need to stop, like was said earlier, and think about what we're doing. Just a thought. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
Nah, we've got it pretty well covered.
Well, as it were, you guys be safe out there. Take care of yourself and take care of your families. And, something else we might want to think about, help take care of society by making the changes in our own home that we need to make. It's not about discrimination. It's not about pandemics. It's about humans coming together as humans and being good to people and being good to each other. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining us today on Open Pagan Church, and I hope you'll join us next week for a good topic. Enjoy your day. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time here on Open Pagan Church.